Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to your favorite day of the week. It's the newest D2 Nation Podcast episode. I'm your host, Wayne Cavadi, and joining me as always is the great Bethany Bowman. And before I hand it off to Bethany, I want to remind you that the D2 Football Selection Show is this weekend at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on NCAA.com. I'll be on the show trying my best to walk you through the super regions as we approach the first D2 football championship in 2 years. But enough about football, Bethany, because it's basketball season.
That's right. Yep. Worlds are colliding with both going on. We have one more week of the D2 football regular season, and D2 preseason basketball tournaments also started with the official tip-off of the 2021-22 D2 college basketball season set for this weekend. We're excited to have the reigning D2 women's basketball national player of the year, Drury's own Paige Robinson, join the show. Welcome to the nation, Paige.
Thank you.
So, Paige, you and Drury have been off to a very hot start. But before we get into that, let's take our listeners back to where it all began. I was looking actually at your high school playing days, and you are from Illinois. Is that correct?
That is correct.
What's the name of the town?
Bethany.
That's what I thought. Do you like that, Bethany? Anyway.
That's a pretty cool place.
It is.
I saw that you accomplished the very rare feat of the area player of the year twice. So what was the recruiting process like, and how did you eventually wind up at Drury?
So I come from a very small high school. So the recruiting process was kind of different for me. I also played on a very small AU team. It wasn't, well known, wasn't really at like Nike EYBL or any big tournaments like that. So pretty much my coach just had some good connections. His son actually played at Drury University. So that's kind of how I heard of it. And then right away, as soon as the coaches reached out to me, we just had an instant connection. And as soon as I stepped foot on campus, I knew that this is the place I was meant to be.
Awesome.
So like Wayne said, you guys are off to a 3-0 start this year. That's pretty much been the normal, considering Drury is 91-3 since you arrived. Obviously, a lot of that credit goes to the players. You have had two brilliant coaches in Molly Miller and now Amy Egan. Tell us how each have helped shape both you as a player and the team as a powerhouse.
Yeah, I'm grateful to have such good coaches. Coach Miller was an awesome coach. And she taught me a lot about the game. And I think I became more defensive minded when I was playing under her. And I give a lot of my defensive credit to her nowadays. But it was just, they always relate everything to life. It's not all about basketball. And I think Coach Egan does a really fine job of, relating everything to life and giving us life lessons. And I've just really developed as a player and even more as a person under those two coaches.
Yeah, and that's no easy task for Coach Egan to come in, a lot of pressure to live up to the expectations, and you guys didn't skip a beat, right? Like you're still Drury the way that we know them.
Yes.
Now, unfortunately, the past few seasons have ended kind of similarly for you, and you've gotten to know Lubbock Christian pretty well. What makes them such a special program, and what do you think you've learned may be the key to beating this team?
Yeah, they're a very well coached program. Every girl is bought in. Every girl's going to bring it every single game. You're not going to see them take a play off. So I think that's one thing that we've learned is we've got to be focused for 40 straight minutes, and even in the timeouts and half times. And at the end of the quarter, we just got to stay focused and stay as a team and, fight it out to the end.
I mean, it's becoming, you got to live a little bit of it last time, but those old Drury Ashland rivalries right before you got there that were really slugfests in that region. And now that's becoming kind of what you and Drury, you and Lubbock Christian are. It's the game that everyone waits for every year.
So now looking at this season, as we mentioned, 3-0, and you've scored 30, 26, and 20 against three teams that have all received votes in the WBCA preseason poll. It's hard to imagine Drury needs more fire behind it, but is there a little extra chip on your shoulder to get back to the championship game? And how great is it to be off to a perfect start against that competition?
Oh yeah, there's for sure a chip on our shoulders. we see how far we've got last year, and I think that just really motivates us to get back there again this year. And we know what it's going to take for us to win that national championship. So it was really important for us to get such a good start against, top 25 teams. So it was good to see good competition early on and, kind of learn from those games and keep working on everything that you need to work on.
What is your motivation? You're coming off a player of the year campaign, right? And the team is obviously sensational. What's your personal motivation? I mean, do you want to top the numbers that you put up last year? Because that's a lot of pressure to put on yourself, but it looks like you're already off to that start, and it's incredible to me. Do you have a personal goal like that?
I actually don't. I just kind of go game by game and kind of, taking the scouting report, look really deep into the team and what I personally need to do to help our team win that game. And if it's rebounding, I'll go do that. If it's, assisting other girls on the court, I'll go do that. So it's just really what the team needs me to do. And the past 3 games, I've been scoring pretty well. So if that means I keep doing that all season, then that's fine. But I just really want us to, go undefeated in the regular season and make it all the way back to the national championship game.
So you mentioned being on the court, and I recently did an article on NCAA.com about the best basketball arenas in D2 basketball. And I'm pretty sure you'll recognize one of the names that got a large majority of the votes. So make your pitch to us why the O'Reilly Family Event Center is the best place to play in D2 basketball.
Oh my, the atmosphere is unbeatable. We have the best fans in the nation, without a doubt. When we pack the O and we're allowed to have fans, there's nothing like it. It's just so exciting to have home games and see everyone there to cheer you on. And there's even more people watching online. It's just such a good atmosphere and makes you feel really good to play basketball in front of all those people.
Yeah, I'm sure you're amped up the second you step on it.
Oh yes.
So Wayne has been called the dean of D2. I was a former D2 student athlete. So, we have some experience around the D2 scene, but I want to hear from you, Paige. What do you think makes Division II special as a student athlete?
I think a lot of people are mistaken for how much D2 athletes actually do grind on and off the court. Studies are very important at the Division II level. And I think I take that to heart and I, take my studies very well. And I think that if you do it in the classroom, you could do it on the court as well. So I think just really, truly being a student athlete is what's awesome about the Division II level.
I said that a couple of weeks ago, Bethany. Remember? I said it. No, it is. It's awesome because when people ask me, I've covered D2 for so long, and when people ask me what the difference is, and I never say it's size, I never say it's talent. I say they put the student in student athlete. That's really what they do. Getting to play the sport is a bonus for you, right? You're there for the real reason to be there.
Right.
I think there's definitely some D1 student athletes who are there for sports.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So Paige, that was the easy part of the show. Now we're going to get you, we're going to see how well you can answer these questions, and we're going to put you on the official D2 Nation hot seat. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, Bethany, get her started.
Yeah. All right. Well, just as always, kind of ease you in. So what's in your headphones pregame to get you pumped up for a game?
I like listening to Kobe Bryant motivational videos. That really gets me tuned into the game, gets me pumped up. So that's kind of what I turn to before games.
I like that because I'm a little older and I never know the artists that the other student athletes say that they're listening to, and I know who Kobe Bryant is.
Is he your favorite player?
Who's my favorite player?
Is it Kobe?
For the men's, yes. I'd say for women's, Elena Delle Donne, for sure.
I went to Delaware. I love to hear that.
Really? That's awesome. I'm a huge fan.
That's awesome. I love to hear that. Next question is your favorite social media platform, and is there a person or a channel that you're addicted to?
I would say TikTok is my favorite. I don't have a specific page or channel I really listen to. I think it's all just pretty funny. So
You do the crazy dances on there yourself?
oh no, I can't. My teammates do, but I can't do those.
The For You page gets pretty great.
Oh, it does. It keeps you entertained for sure.
Since it was just Halloween, what is your favorite candy?
I love sour punch straw bites.
Good one.
Yeah. So you mentioned Kobe is one of your favorite athletes, but who's your favorite basketball team? And is there someone currently playing that you kind of model your game around?
Being from Illinois, I would say I have to stick true to the Chicago Bulls or the Chicago Sky, whichever way. I really like Io on the Bulls just because I not grew up, but we're kind of around the same age, and I watched him a lot at Illinois, so it's awesome to see him do it in college and then do it in the big leagues.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
What show have you recently binge watched, and what is one that you want to but haven't had time to get to yet?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I just finished You. That was really good. I need to finish Squid Game. I need to get around to finishing Squid Game.
I'm doing that now. I might go watch right after this, as a matter of fact.
I'm only one episode into Squid Game, and You is actually that's what I haven't had time to get to, but I want to.
Yes, you need to watch it. It is interesting.
Well, Paige, congratulations. You made it through the hot seat.
Thank you.
Good luck on this opening weekend, and obviously, of course, with the rest of the season. And hopefully we'll catch up with you in March and have this conversation again as we head to the tournament. But for the rest of you, D2 Nation, don't forget, we are on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, and just about anywhere else you want to listen. Give us a follow, and we'll see you next week on the D2 Nation.